Welcome to the premiere episode of Behind the Curtain. I'm Joe White.
And I'm Kelly Fay.
We're the co-founders of Ashland Community Theater, also known as ACT. We're a local theater company here in Ashland offering opportunities for people who are interested in theater, both on and off the stage.
We're excited to bring this new show to you here at WACA TV to give viewers an inside peek of what it's like to work in community theater. We'll also be showing you some clips from our shows that we did last fall and spring, as well as those that we've taped right here in the studio.
And we'll be interviewing many of the participants of the shows, actors, directors, writers, even the crew. We'll actually be giving you an opportunity to come behind the scenes at our Tech Week in May for our spring show called Parents' Day, which will be May 8th, 9th, and 10th.
So let's get started and go behind the curtain as we view a scene from Relationships A to Z, which was performed last spring.
It's a scene called The Drop-Off, starring Heidi Hansen, Katie Shander Reynolds, Alexa Feizidis, and Brianna Tulig.
Enjoy.
Okay, Amy, why don't we start with these clothes? Wait. What are you doing?
Don't worry, I'll clean it up. I'm just looking for a shirt to wear.
Okay, let's just then start with this pile.
Okay, Mom, you're interrupting the process.
Amy?
Oh,
Hi!
Oh my gosh!
Hello.
What's it?
So much to tell you.
Oh,
geez,
oh my gosh.
Here,
Oh.
help.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, thank
Yeah,
you.
don't worry about that.
Oh.
Hi.
Jane Green, it's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's my daughter Alyssa over there, the heavy lifter.
Right.
Oh my goodness, I don't know where we're going to put all the girls' things in this tiny room. They're going to hate it.
Oh my gosh, this is perfect. This will work out perfectly.
I know. I have been thinking about it. I do have some ideas.
Oh, good.
First, I thought we can definitely take these boxes home with us.
Oh,
because,
sure.
you know, that's just going to create more space.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking we could definitely use the boxes for storage, and then I was thinking we could get a bunk bed instead of the two twins. Rock, paper, scissors for the bottom.
The other thing I was thinking is we could take the beds
Uh-huh.
and we can move them to opposite sides of the room. You know, that's going to create more space for studying.
Oh, important.
Well, I'm glad we worked that out quickly. So, how's your trip from New York?
Our trip from New York, oh, it was just so sad.
Really?
You know, it just went too fast.
Oh, yeah.
I was so pumped when we left the driveway, but the ride took forever.
You know, we dropped our son off at his dorm last week. I think he had a toothbrush, some unmatched socks, and a comb. Oh, who am I kidding? He didn't have a comb. But you'll see that my daughter here has 33 boxes of clothes.
I can't believe my mom didn't let me bring my new pair of Uggs with me. Like, she is just so paranoid people are gonna steal my stuff. What the heck?
At least your daughter can pack.
That's true.
Amy was throwing clothes in trash bags.
Really?
Yes, about 10 minutes or so before we were leaving. I swear, we found her first communion dress in one of those piles.
I believe it.
Okay, honestly, my mom is constantly yelling at me to keep my room like hers, but if you go in her room, drawers are open everywhere, and there's laundry still in the basket.
I keep telling my daughter, if you keep your room clean, it helps you focus better. But she can't even focus on that.
Well, oh, where are they going to put the laptops?
Oh, yeah.
and plug in the cords.
Right.
Where? I don't.
Hey, what's the Wi-Fi password?
I think it's party like a rock star. All one word.
Okay.
Can you believe they already knew each other before they even got here?
Oh, I know.
All summer long, they were texting and tweeting. Remember when we went to school? Our parents drove us to campus, dropped us off, and we met our roommate for the very first time that day. I was lucky, though. My roommate was the nicest girl.
I am so glad we met each other on Facebook beforehand so we knew exactly who we were gonna room with. Not like that roommate from absolute hell that my mom had. Stole her textbooks, stole her money, and even stole her boyfriend once. I would kill her.
I know, you know, technology today,
I
right?
know,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
it is.
You have laptops,
Uh-huh.
right? And
Yeah.
you have iPads
Right.
and iPhones.
Those two.
And iPods,
Uh-huh.
and you have wireless,
Yes.
right? And you have printers
Right there.
in the room.
Yeah.
Oh. And then you have cloud technology, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like vapor data, something.
Yeah, like that.
Right. Oh gosh, but I will tell you this. I am gonna miss Amy. She is very helpful with the computer.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I'm not gonna miss is my mom constantly screaming in the middle of everything she's working on, going, Amy, where did it go? I didn't save it.
Or the cursor's jumping all over the page and making the word disappear.
Or when I ask what icon it is, and she's like, what's an icon?
Or when she asks, where's the program? And I tell her that it's on her desktop, she looks on her actual desk.
Yeah. I think they'll miss us too, you know. They'll miss feeling needed. But
Yeah.
one thing I'm not going to miss is them staying out late with the car.
Oh, right. I mean, Amy, she'll stay out until 12 or 1, and there I am falling asleep on the couch, right?
Yeah.
Because really, I'm the one that has to get up at 6 in the morning, and
Yeah.
she doesn't even apologize.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, I am sick of the curfews of like 12 or 1. Like, honestly, the parties don't get good until 2. And like, when I come in the door, she's sitting on the couch, sleeping, waiting for me. Like, I can't get into the house and lock up.
Of course, I wait up for her, mostly to make sure she gets in the house and gets home safely, but also because she can't seem to figure out how to lock the door, turn off all the lights, and throw away her garbage.
Oh.
I mean, I get up in the morning, she sleeps till 12, and I spend 20 minutes picking up after her. It's so aggravating.
Oh, yes.
And then like the next morning, while I'm trying to sleep, like my mom is just downstairs yelling at me that I left like a cookie out or like a gum wrapper, and it's distracting her from getting to work. Like, please.
Sure.
Oh, you know what? And if I go into the bathroom one more time and I find my hand lotion missing, or my lipstick, or my moisturizer, I swear I'm going to scream bloody murder. I mean, I have to hide it in the bottom bathroom drawer.
Oh,
She doesn't know that.
good thinking.
And to think, I can finally use someone's stuff without my mom going crazy because I used a little bit of her silly moisturizer. If she didn't hide it in her bottom bathroom drawer, this wouldn't be such an issue.
You know, one thing I'm not going to miss
What's that?
are the mood swings when she gets her period.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yes.
All I have to say is, good morning, would you like some eggs for breakfast? And she'll start screaming at me, why do you always have to be like that? What is that?
And then like when I'm on my period, my mom is just such a nag. Like she's always like, eat some breakfast, eat some breakfast. Like, who can eat when you're cramping? Like, all I want to do is curl up and snuggle in my sweats.
And, you know, I just don't want to have to yell at her to listen to me, please, right? I mean, these things that I'm teaching her are life lessons.
So true.
Who else is going to teach her these things?
Exactly.
I don't think I could stand to listen to another life lesson or a moral story. If I hear one more lecture,
If I have to say one more time, clean up that room or you can't go out, I think I'll scream.
And,
Although at least she stays up there till the room is clean.
Right.
and if I have to hear, clean up your room or you can't go out, I'll scream.
oh my God.
Little does she know, I just throw my clothes into the hamper and then I just leave.
If I have to say one more time, get home on time.
Oh, right.
Or having to hear, get yourself home at a godly hour.
I keep having to tell her to make good decisions.
It's like she expects, like she doesn't trust my judgment. Like she expects I'm gonna make a bad decision or something.
Hey, did you ever get that fake?
Yeah.
You know, I just want her to be safe.
Like, I'm gonna get in trouble if I stay out an extra hour or 2. Or that famous line,
Nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m. Well, at least we don't have to worry about boys in this dorm. I hear the boys' dorm's a couple blocks away.
Oh, and by the way, the boys' dorm is right across the street, and we have an underground access to it, so we never have to go outside to meet up with them.
We'll definitely be using that.
Oh, you are so right. It is going to take them some time to meet the boys.
Right.
I am so glad we met the guys already. That guy Anton is in a band. He's playing at the Rack tonight at 11.
Even if they do, they'll be meeting freshmen like themselves, not the older boys.
Oh, of course.
That's awesome. And by the way, they're seniors. They want us to meet them at the bar called The Attic before the show.
Oh my God.
Oh, you know what?
What?
This is a dry campus.
Really?
No alcohol.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the liquor store is just down the street. And the seniors have a storage facility for the beers.
Although I'm lucky, my Alyssa hates the taste of alcohol, especially beer.
I love a Guinness. It's like a drink and a meal all in one.
Oh, yes. You know, Amy, too.
Yeah, really?
Yes, she makes the funniest scrunchy face whenever I allow her to have a sip of my wine at the Olive Garden.
Oh, that's cute.
Me, I like wine. We might not be able to get stuff as good as the Chardonnay at Olive Garden, but wine's my thing.
Well, I'm sure they're feeling a little bit sad, and it's going to be hard for them when we leave. They probably want us to stick around for a while.
Yes.
Oh my God, why are they still here?
You're right. You know what? We could go to dinner and take them with us.
Oh.
I saw an Olive Garden down the road.
Really?
I know, I was hoping to get to the pre-party before the show.
They'd love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're feeling nervous, you know, and a goodbye dinner is just a great idea.
I really hope they don't ask us to a goodbye dinner. We've been having goodbye dinners since July.
Oh my God.
I know. You know, they must be so scared and afraid,
Yeah.
thinking about being alone for the first time, right? Without their mother.
Oh.
I am so excited to be on my own for the first time in my life. I have been dreaming about this the entire summer.
No one to tell me when to wake up or what to wear or where to be.
This is gonna be so great.
I know.
Oh, look at them. They are so nervous. They're shaking.
Okay, Mom, I think I'm ready to start organizing stuff.
Okay, great. So I was thinking we could start by...
Actually, I think just me and Amy are gonna do stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Amy, why don't we start with the pile of clothes that are right here, okay?
Actually, Mom, same thing. I was kind of hoping to unpack with Alyssa.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay?
Yeah, Mom, I'll be fine. I promise.
Well, I guess our girls are all grown up,
Looks
right?
that way, yeah.
They don't need us anymore.
Nope.
Maybe we should just go down and to that Olive Garden and have a beverage.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Leave.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. You be good.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I will.
Not too much fun.
Okay, bye. Freedom! That was nice.
It's so empty in here.
I know. I'm gonna go look through this pile for something to wear.
All right.
So,
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Hi, Mom. I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for everything you've done.
And I love you.
I hope I'll see you soon.
Maybe at the homecoming game.
It's in a couple weeks. Love you, Mom.
Welcome back to Behind the Curtain. I'm Joe White,
And I'm Kelly Fay.
once again co-founders of Ashland Community Theater. But now we're with the actors that were just in the scene, The Drop-Off. Heidi Hansen, Katie Shander-Rendels, Brianna Tulig, and Alexa Feizidis. Welcome.
But before we speak to the actors, I'd like to check in with you, Joe. He is our very own playwright who wrote The Drop-Off. And I'm just curious what it was like to pen the script and if you've had any experience writing before.
Well, the script wrote itself, basically. It was living in the house that I live in with daughters and a wife. I was able to listen to this dialogue happen in front of me, so it was very easy to pen. I literally wrote the scene probably within an hour or so, and it was crafted over a couple of months of working with the team. But and yes, I've been writing for a while, pretty much about 6-7 years, and that's how we met when I started taking the acting classes with you. But I really enjoyed it. I thought you guys did a great job up on the stage and also in the theater. Very good.
Do you have any suggestions or ideas for aspiring writers?
Well, my suggestion is everyone has a good story. You tell a story to your friends at work and at home and family, write that down, put it on paper, and see what it leads. And maybe you can put a character development later on. Just write the story down, put it on paper, read it to people, and see what it looks like, and then see what happens.
So you said you got a lot of this from your life at home, so it's autobiographical in some sense. So I'd imagine as a writer, you need to be a great listener. You really have to tune in and...
What was that?
Clever.
And you have to be funny.
Yes. So what is it like kind of eavesdropping into people's worlds?
Well, the drop-off was basically an eavesdrop. I was listening to my wife talk to her friends about their daughter, our daughters, and listening to my daughters talk about their moms. So I was very passively listening, and actually a lot of this happened in life. So I like to talk, but I also like to listen to other people's stories.
And of course, when a story is written for actors, we need them to breathe life into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to our guests today. Thank you for being here.
So Heidi, Katie, you both played the moms in the scene. You both did the scene on stage, and you filmed it in the studio. So what was the major difference between the two?
Would you like to go first?
Sure. I would say that filming in the studio is a much more intimate experience than being on stage.
Mm-hmm.
There are certainly things you have to worry about in both areas that are different. So, for example, I think you don't have to worry as much about cheating out to the audience, and you can have a more kind of direct contact, I guess, with your person right there in front of you. And you're not worried about volume and such. So I find that I think that we found Katie through the rehearsal for filming in a studio, that there's just some other things that came out in the characters, nuances that made it, much more intimate and us connect a little bit differently.
Yeah. It feels more natural, I think, when you're doing it in the studio, because you are more focused on the other actors and you're not worried about what's happening out there. Because nothing's happening out there.
There's nothing there.
So I imagine the audience then gives a certain energy, or you can kind of respond to the audience.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love comedy, and when you're performing and you've got that live audience, it's almost as if you can feel them and pull certain levers in what you're doing as an actor to make them laugh. You don't certainly have that here in the studio, but to Katie's point, I think you are more connected with the person next to you, and I feel like that's really where the energy comes from. But it's definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, I feel like there's almost less pressure when you're recording it without the audience, because on stage, you find out that if you are expecting a laugh and you don't get that laugh, everything tends to fall sort of flat for you as an actor. And you don't have to worry about that here in the studio.
And plus, if you make mistakes, you can just redo it here.
Cut.
Right.
I've seen these actresses. They've never made a mistake, so I don't think they've ever had that problem. I've never seen it. Never.
What about the daughters? How was it stepping into a new role without an audience to perform to?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like it's a fun new thing for me. I've never really talked in front of a camera before like this. So it's just this whole new experience, and it's just fun, and it's I enjoy it.
I think playing a new character every time can be more fun, because it's you get to mess around with it a little bit and personalize it. And we took this off of something that was already portrayed by someone else, and we got to make it our own, and I think we did a pretty good job with it. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I'm jumping here. We didn't let you see the prior performance.
Yeah, no, we never saw that one, so we just kind of came up with whatever.
Yeah.
Was
Do you
in
think
it.
that was an advantage or a disadvantage? Would you have liked to have seen it, or would you? Are you glad that you didn't?
I think it was an advantage, because we weren't
Married to the character.
yeah,
Somebody else.
we didn't feel like we have to conform to what the character was before.
Right. So you find your own voice with it versus kind of mimicking what somebody else did.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's your question, but okay.
Oh, yes. So as teenagers in school, were there any ways that you could relate or that helped you get into the characters? Or going off to college soon? Or
Well, since like I'm like a I'll take this. Since like I'm like a junior, I'm starting like the whole like college process, and like in like a year and a half or so, like I'll be graduating, and so I kind of connected with my character because like I knew that like I'm like almost there, so like I kind of was like, yeah.
do you want your independence from your parents?
I mean, kind of. I mean, it'd be nice, but like I definitely, I'm staying like close to home, but it's just like it's like I'm looking forward to like a new experience. Like I enjoy like new experiences and everything that has to do with that. Do you have anything to say?
I do. What was the question?
As a teenager, can you relate to what your characters are going through?
Okay. I think not really, because they're kind of more mature subjects like drinking and such. But like
Okay,
That's
we
okay.
can edit
That's
that.
okay. We can edit that. Okay, so for the moms, how about the moms here? I'm curious, both of you, different stages. You have a child that you actually did drop off to college, and I think he did bring his comb once. But and you have very young children as well. So how did you get into your characters, knowing from where you're coming from?
Well, as you mentioned, I do have a son in college, and I remember very much those feelings of, a little anxiety and worry, but at the same time, the yay, I'm ready for this when we dropped him off. I think it'll be pretty different when we drop my daughter at college than with the boy. I think one of the things that I really liked about the scene is that line about dropping your son off and he has mismatched socks and a toothbrush, and that's about it. And I can easily see that it'll be a little more complicated with a girl. I'd like to think my son didn't find us as annoying as in the girls in the scene find their mothers. But yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed portraying that on stage, having lived it.
My kids, as you said, Joe, are much younger and cling to me. So it's very hard to imagine this stage, but I think what I can relate to, I think, is just the thought of, as being a mom, seeing your children just go off and not be there with you. I guess I'm still at the phase where I want to spend a lot of time with them, right? Anyway, but what I did do is I was really able to channel and remember, and I can visualize my own first day of my freshman year of college, and the line that Katie, you have about, remember when we went to college and we met our roommate for the first day? I remember that moment and looking at the door and seeing the name but not having met her yet, and so I just was able to kind of channel that to realize anyway. So that's what I did.
And just how different the world is now. Like some of the lines about all the technology, it really makes me think about how when we went to school, it was so simple.
Oh, yeah.
You brought your clothes,
There were computers.
and that's it. Yeah,
You
just
just go to
went.
the library.
Right.
What's the Wi-Fi password? I don't know. You have Wi-Fi.
No cell phones.
Technology today. Whoa.
Amazing.
So, is this a first time acting for any of you, or do all of you have previous acting experience?
I guess I can start because this actually was my first time acting last spring when we did this on stage. That was my first time acting. Yeah.
So I do have a background, and I've done a lot of theater many years ago, and so the Ashland Community Theater started up just as I moved to town. It was so appropriate, right?
Well, you called ahead to say, start this show.
Of course I did. And we all have very busy, demanding lives. I have small kids, a demanding job. And so the thing I really liked about the structure of this is that it enables you to get involved at the the level that works for you. But I guess that's answering a different question. But I do have a lot of experience, and so it's nice to be able to exercise those muscles again after many years.
Okay, great. So we have a first timer, a veteran, and what about these two?
Well, like when I was like a kid, I used to be in like little little like plays and stuff. But like it was like and words. And in like school I've been doing like acting classes and but like when I started high school I started doing like backstage things instead of like acting. So when like Ashland Community Theater started, I saw this as like an opportunity to be able to do like both the backstage and be able to still act like kind of at the same time. So I'm enjoying best of both worlds right now.
Great.
So.
Great. What about you, Alexa?
I've been in like a lot of plays and musicals in the past, so it wasn't exactly a new experience, but it was a new experience working with older people. Like not like you're not old.
I feel bad. I mean,
Adults.
They're
You
sitting
mean
right
adults.
here. I know it's
Adults.
tough.
That's the word.
When those older
That's
people
the
get
word.
involved.
Your
I hate when
elders.
they get in there. I know what you're saying, Alexa. It bothers me too.
Adults. Working with adults.
That's why she doesn't have a problem working with me. No problem. Excellent.
What about stage fright? Does anybody experience it? I have to imagine it's pretty nerve-wracking getting up there with all these eyes looking at you.
I guess I'll start. I think that I get a little nervous, like a little stage fright right before I go on the first show every time. But after that, like once I adjust, then it's like I'm comfortable with the play that I'm in and the lines, and I know that I can actually do this, and there's less doubt every time.
So you just stay focused on what you're doing and it kind
Pretty
of
much, yeah.
goes away. Good.
Is it easier to be with multiple people up on stage or just one other actor? Or?
I don't know. I guess it just kind of varies on how much I feel confident in the lines.
Anybody else get nervous, or is everybody cool as a cucumber?
I guess I would say there's always an element of nerves. I think if you didn't have that, then I don't know. I just think that there always is, right? And the challenge, even if you've done it for a long time, even if it's the same show you've done for 20 weeks, there's probably always a little bit of element of nerves, and it's a great opportunity to really channel it, right? And really make sure that you're so focused so that you can manage them. It brings some energy to the performance too.
So what about line memorization, blocking, standing where you need to be? How difficult was that to capture when being on stage?
I didn't find that hard. I actually found that helped me. Growing up, I did a lot of dance, and I did a lot of performing for dance without speaking. So for me, like moving my body and knowing where to have my body actually helped me feel a little less nervous. And I just think it makes it feel more natural than just standing there saying the lines or sitting in Joe's basement saying the lines.
Where you had rehearsal.
That's where we
should have
rehearse.
that.
I just want
You just
to
weren't
point
sitting
out
there.
that we don't have a lot of space. Anne-Marie's dance studio we have on Saturdays, but Wednesday nights it's my basement with the group of people.
Just
there,
not
okay?
Katie,
Just
sitting there
Just
alone.
letting everybody know. So as we segue from that, so the director basically comes involved. We have the people who write it, people who act on the stage. You being the director of the Drop-Off, what did you use from your directorial skills to bring it together?
Well, the way I work is I like to see what the actors bring to the words themselves, and then I see where they're at, and then I, coupled with my vision, and try to marry the two, and just let it form organically. And if we make changes along the way, that's fine, but it's really just a collaborative process between me and the actors.
I think we talked about it before about writing that scene and what it was when it was done on paper to what actually seeing on stage. It morphed along the way, and it's a contribution of the writer who lets it go, the actors who embrace the characters, and the director who sees the vision. So when you talk about it from end to end, I think that really is good. It's one of the things I think we learned from, you talk about stage fright, you talked about memorization and blocking, one of the things we learned, or I learned from taking your acting classes was, getting over that fear of being in front of camera, which I don't really have, but other people may. But memorization, blocking, understanding, and blocking things out of your mind. So it was great to take your class and having that opportunity to.
Yeah, I think everybody should take an acting class, whether you're an actor or not. I just think it's great for self-awareness, building confidence, and tapping into the power of play. But we certainly do exercises that help us get used to basically messing up in front of each other and how we move through the mess ups. So when we do mess up on stage, it's not the end of the world. We know how to recover from it really quickly. We also do exercises aimed at focus. So when somebody's cell phone goes off or a door slams, we can stay anchored in what we're doing, why we're doing it, and not get distracted and break character.
Speaking of your acting classes, actually there is an acting class coming up in February 28th. There's a one-day workshop. If anybody's interested, they should go to the ashlandcommunitytheater.com website and check that out. It's on the site of upcoming acting classes. It's a one-day workshop in February 28th at Anne-Marie's Dance Studio.
Yep, and those, I like to offer a one-day workshop because if people are like me, they don't want to commit, they want just a taste of something. And for those that are interested in doing a longer run, we'll be having a 5-week class in the spring for acting.
So be sure to check out our website to talk about your acting classes. Also, we're offering some writing classes if anybody's interested. Julie Nardone, who is in our spring show, as well as our fall show, wrote a couple of scenes as well. Will be teaching with me and play 10-minute plays for beginners that'll knock your pants off. So, which is
not really.
Actually, well, maybe. We'll see how this.
Yeah. So really, it's just a matter of like coming down and joining us, like everybody here has, and experiencing what it's like to do theater in all aspects, really. And no experience is needed. It's just more of a willing attitude and a desire to tell a story.
So Ashland Community Theater brought you guys in, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully your experience has been great. You can spread the word out, let more people come on in. We're very interested in putting on a show. We're doing our show in May called Parents' Day. It's going to be May 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Ashland Middle School Theater. We're actually having open call for actors on February 7th, this Saturday coming up, and hopefully people can come out and see that.
So on that note, we'd like to thank our guests for coming down and acting for us today and chatting with us. Heidi Hansen, Katie Shander-Reynolds,
Brianna Tulig, and Alexa Feizidis. Thank you so much. Join us again on our next show, Behind the Curtain, with your host, Joe White
and Kelly Fay.